So we now see the next part of the metallurgy, and that is the extraction of metals. Now, for the extraction of metals, the main processes which are going to be used in metallurgy, or the processes which are there, are the first thing is step 1, which is dressing of ore. So the first step is the dressing of ore. Now what do you mean by dressing of ore is, or as anyway they are given in detail about this. So what I will do, I'll just write down the summary part and then we go into the detail of each and every part over here. So dressing of ore is the separation of the ore from the gangue. So the dressing of ore means you are trying to remove the easily possible kind of impurities from the ore by the simplest method. Okay, you are using the simplest method to differentiate between the right metallic part, that is the ore part, and the impurities which could easily be discarded. Okay, so that is called as dressing of ore. It is also called as concentration of the ore. Concentration of the ore is also a right term because it is this way that pehle, if I got 100% of the ore, uske andar there is only 40% as the metal what is required by us. Now the moment you are removing the impurities which can be easily be separated out, and if I am able to make that 100% of the thing, तो 100 में 40% था, right? So अभी क्या हो गया, if वो 100 में से मैंने 20 kg निकाल दिया, तो 100 kg था, 100 kg में 40 kg was that particular ore. So iron, sorry, not iron, that is that particular mineral or the element, element. So वो element 40 kg था out of 100 kg. Now suppose वो 100 kg में से मैं अगर 25 kg, let's say 30 kg मैंने निकाल दिया, which were the impurities which could easily be separated out. So now what happened? Now जो पहले 40% था, 100 में से 40 करके 40% था, अभी वो 70 में से 40 है या 80 में से 40 है. सो 80 में से 40 है, 20 kg निकाल दिया तो 80 बचा. तो अभी क्या हो गया, जो पहले परसेंटेज वाज 40%, now by removing certain impurities, that automatically there is an increase in the concentration of the ore. So the concentration which was 40% has now become 50%. So this is the method which is called as dressing of ore, or it is called as concentration of the ore. So it is also called as concentration of ore. That's the first point. The next point is to convert the concentrated ore into its oxides. So second is oxide formation. Okay, converting the concentrated ore into their oxides. Now why into oxides? See, whenever it is okay, they are given a reason over here. To convert the pure concentrated ore to its oxides, since oxides are easy to reduce. See, whenever you are going to do any kind of a reduction, like for example, here got ZNS, okay, here got ZNS and you want pure zinc. So directly using any particular compound, you cannot remove the sulfur and get zinc directly. वो बहुत difficult होता है. पर removing sulfur and adding oxygen to it so that it becomes a zinc oxide, and then removing the oxygen later on is easier. So that's why it is better that you are trying to first convert that concentrated ore into its oxide, so that on making it an oxide, then removing the oxygen, you can use any reducing agents, because you know a reducing agent what is going to do, it is remove the oxygen. So when you use any reducing agent, that particular oxygen can easily be removed. That's why the second step of this particular thing is to convert the concentrated thing into an oxide formation. The formation of the oxide is next thing. Of course, what will be the next thing? Reducing the metallic oxides into its metals, that is the impure form. So it is reduction. So we are going to reduction of metal. So reduction of metal will be the next step. So what will be happening? The oxide of the metal which is there, you are going to use some of the other method, maybe simple thing like reducing agent, so that the oxygen can be removed and you get metal. But of course the metal what you will be getting will be an impure substance. Okay, there will be some impurities present in it, so it will be metal which will be impure metal. So what you get over here will be a impure metal. And the fourth thing what you are going to get is, next is refining. So that will be refining of the metal. So the next thing what we will be doing is, whatever metal we get, we are going to refine it so that we are going to get the 99.9% pure metal available. 100% pure kabhi hota nahi hai. Everything is maximum 99.9% pure. So accordingly, the electro refining will be the use for impure metals. And this is the, so here we see that we'll just see what they have written in the textbook. So we see first of all, step 1, dressing of the ore, concentration of the ore, separation of ore from impurities, gangue. Reason, to convert the impure ore into pure concentrated ore. So you are converting the impure ore into concentrated ore. So methods which are there are hydrolytic method, that is gravity separation of ore and gangue due to difference in density of particles, which we are going to discuss in detail in the next part of the chapter. Magnetic separation of ore of gangue, magnetic ore from non-magnetic gangue ore, magnetic gangue from non-magnetic ore. And froth flotation method, separation of ore and gangue by preferential wetting. And chemical method, separation of ore and gangue by use of chemicals, for example NaOH. The next is conversion of concentrated ore into its oxide, that is roasting, process of heating the concentrated ore in the presence of excess of air to a high temperature before it is reduced to its metal, that is ZnS plus O2 giving me ZnO plus SO2. And calcination is process of heating the concentrated ore to a limited supply of or absence of air at a temperature not sufficient to melt the ore, that is why ZnCO3 will give you ZnO plus CO2. Reduction of metallic oxides to its metals impure. Reason, to obtain the metal impure from the metallic oxide by reduction. Method of reduction depends on the position of the metal in the activity series of the metals. We very well know that oxides of the metal will be reduced depending upon the activity series. Activity series में अगर वो ऊपर है तो you cannot reduce it so easily, but if it is below in the activity series, then you can use any of the above metals so as to reduce it to the metal part. So that's why you can see here. Now this is the important part which may not be discussed later on. Yeah, it is discussed in later on also, so we'll take it at that time. So we can see that K, Na, Ca, Mg, Al, they cannot be reduced by any reducing agent, and that's why they are going to be done with electrolysis. So electrolysis is the only method we are going to use for reduction of potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium and aluminum ores. So that will be Al2O3 will give us Al3 at the cathode, and then Al3 will give you Al3 plus, and that will give you aluminum. Reduction by reducing agents, that is the one for zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen and copper. So if you are using these particular things, then you can use any reducing agent. So the reducing agent can be simple carbon. So carbon will be ZnO plus C will give Zn plus CO. And for mercury and silver, we very well know the oxides of mercury and silver are very thermally unstable. So the moment you get an oxide of silver or mercury, you just heat it up with and it gets converted into metal. So that's why metallic oxides of silver and mercury can easily be converted into metals, pure metals, by just heating it. So that's why you got 2AgO on heating becomes Ag plus O2. Finally, electro-refining of impure metal is to obtain the metal in its very pure form. So that is why you are going to do electro-refining, and on electrolysis of the impure metal, pure metal obtained at the cathode and impurities settled down. So this is about the summary of the extraction of metals. Now let us see in detail about one by one the different parts. So we go first with the dressing of the ore. So I'll take this side as the dressing of the ore. Now in the dressing of the ore, the first one is hydrolytic method. In a hydrolytic method, what they do is they have a slope like this, and to the slope they put the powdered ore. Okay, this is a the ore or gangue and gangue, due to difference in the particle density of the particles. See, what here we are trying to do is we are separating the ore and the impurities. Okay, we are separating the ore and the impurities based on the difference of densities of that particular material. We know a denser material, if the impurities are denser, they are going to settle down. If the metal, what we require is denser, they are going to settle down. So, depending upon what we actually require, we will be using this particular method so that we can separate out a lighter metal from a heavier. We can differentiate, or we can separate out the heavier and the lighter metals. So the principle of separation: ore, denser ore particles settle in the grooves on the vibrating sloped table, whereas gangue, lighter particles, washed down by the water. So here what we see is that we want the ore, so we are washing off the whole thing so that the lighter particles are washed out. So here we see, we take this particular, so what the first thing is that the first step of metallurgy is crushing and grinding. Okay, each and every, so if you take the whole big rocks which will be taken out from that ore, that rocks will be taken, they will be crushed and grinded into fine powder. Okay, that powder is then placed over here, and they are going to put hydrolytic, means water, through it. Now when the water is made to pass through it, so what will happen? It will start flowing over here, the water will start flowing over here, and when it starts flowing, the denser particle, that is the ore which is heavier, okay, the heavier ore will start settling down over here, over here, over here, over here, and the lighter particles, that is the gangue, is just going to flow with the water and it is going to be drained out. So the gangue gets drained out, and this part over here is the ore. Okay, so the ore is the denser part which is going to be settled down in the grooves of the flowing part. Of course, there is a tilting table which is going to be vibrating so that it keeps on giving you the right kind of separation of the two. Process: the ore is poured over a vibrating slope table. When a jet of water flows over it, the denser ore particles settle down in the grooves as shown. So in the grooves you are going to settle down. So that was the first part, hydrolytic kind of method for concentration of ore or dressing of ore. The next one is magnetic separation. So the next point is magnetic separation. Now magnetic separation, by the word itself we can come to know that the magnetic part is going to be separated from the non-magnetic part. So what we do over here is we take a conveyor belt. So this is a belt on which the ore is being poured. So you are going to pour the ore into this thing so that it falls over here, and then this is made to rotate. So this particular conveyor belt rotates. Now when it rotates over here, it is seen that, sorry, it is not here. Okay, it is going to rotate in this manner. So it is going to rotate over here. So this material which is falling here goes here. Now this over here, this particular wheel over here is magnet. This is magnetic. So what will happen? This ore, when it reaches here, whatever is the magnetic particles, they are going to stick to this particular conveyor belt, and which are non-magnetic will directly fall from here and collected over here. So this is the gangue. And the magnetic part, as soon as it comes in loses the contact with the magnet, they will fall over here. So this is the ore. So the magnetic ore is separated from the non-magnetic gangue by this method. Okay, मैग्नेटिक और क्या करेगा, मैग्नेटिक और ये मैग्नेट के साथ चिपकने का ट्राई करेगा. सो द व्हेन द कन्वेयर बेल्ट में से जा रहा है, सो ये कन्वेयर बेल्ट है, तो ये और ये मैग्नेट है समझो, तो ये मैग्नेट है, तो व्हेन इट इज गोइंग लाइक दिस, सो बिकॉज ऑफ द मैग्नेट द material which is there on the top of the conveyor belt is going to stick to this particular conveyor belt and not fall down. And another way around, the जो भी नॉन मैग्नेटिक पार्ट है, they are not going to stick to the magnetic part, and that's why they are going to fall down, and hence the separation takes place. So we say the separation of magnetic ore from non-magnetic gangue or magnetic gangue from non-magnetic ore. So it is both ways. If you find that the impurities are magnetic in nature and you want to remove it, you can do it that way also. And if you want that the ore should be magnetic in nature, then you are going to use the same method. So that is called as a magnetic separation. So ore may be magnetic ore, for example iron ore, or it would be gangue, which is magnetic ore, non-magnetic. And other way around also it's true that the ore is non-magnetic and the gangue is magnetic. Process: the pulverized ore is placed on a conveyor belt. Crushing of the ore into a fine powder is called pulverization. So pulverization. So this is the new word which we learned right now. It is pulverization. That is nothing but ore after crushing and grinding. So after crushing and grinding, whatever is the powdered ore what we are having is pulverized ore. Okay. So this pulverized ore is put over here and it is made to revolve on this particular, flow on this particular. So magnetic particles attract to the magnetic field, separate from the non-magnetic particles. The next is called as froth flotation. So the next method is froth flotation. Okay, so sorry. Froth flotation is dependent on the wetting of that particular element. So how wet it could become. Okay, if it is going to become very wet, so let's understand it. So it is preferential. It's called as preferential wetting. So separation of ore and gangue by separation partial preferential wetting. So ore wetted by the oil floats on top, whereas gangue wetted by water settles down. So processes: the method is generally applied for sulfide ores, and a tank containing the ore, oil and water is agitated with air. The ore separates above as a foam. So what they do over here is, there is a tank, and into this tank they are going to pour in oil plus water. Okay, oil and water both is going to be there inside over here, and on this they are going to pour the ore. Okay, ore का powder उसके ऊपर डाल दिया. After that they are going to allow a good amount of air to be passed inside. It is like थम्स अप के बॉटल में स्ट्रॉ डाल के बुड़ 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 कर रहा है. ओके, अंदर क्या होता है, तो इट विल जस्ट फॉर्म इनटू फ्रॉथ. सो प्रिसाइजली द सेम थिंग हैपेंस ओवर हियर. यू आर टेकिंग दिस थिंग, ये पाइप है जिसके अंदर से ऑफ कोर्स हवा उंगली हाथ मुंह से तो नहीं मारेंगे. इट विल बी अ compressed air which we are going to pass through. So the compressed air when passes through, there will be bubbling up. Okay, the bubbling up coming up over there, and when it bubbles up, so the lighter particle, they will be having a oil cover on top of it, and due to the oil cover, its density is going to decrease and they are going to rise up. So they are going to form as a froth. Okay, जैसे थम्स अप में होता है बुड़ बुड़ करते हैं तो ऊपर फ्रॉथ आता है. ओके, सो सेम में यहाँ पे भी फ्रॉथ आएगा. फ्रॉथ विल बी कंटेनिंग दी लाइटर ओर, वेयरएज जो पानी के साथ मिक्स होगा वो हैवी हो जाएगा and it is going to settle down as gangue. So this is the gangue, and the froth over here will be the ore. So that is froth flotation process. And finally is the chemical method or leaching method, chemical leaching method. So that is where you are just going to add some kind of a chemical into that into the compound, so that it forms into a soluble or an insoluble substance which can be easily be differentiated from the impurity. So separation of ore and gangue by use of chemical like NaOH in Bayer's process during extraction of aluminium. So we are going to learn the extraction of aluminium in a complete manner. So उसके अंदर Bayer's process पूरा हम लोग study करने वाले हैं. So anyway, that's the last method, and that is called as the chemical method. So the fourth method over here is chemical method. So chemical method, that is adding of chemical to the ore so that it gets mixed up in such a way that it may be such a way that it gets converted into a soluble substance, whereas the impurities become insoluble. So by filtration we can just take out the soluble substance, and the soluble substance is nothing but the ore, whereas insoluble part is the gangue. So these are the four methods of dressing of ore: hydraulic method, magnetic separation, from flotation, and chemical method. Now we see the next step, and that is the concentration of the ore. So the oxidation of the concentrated ore. Okay. Now in the oxidation of the concentrated ore, there are two methods. So, and that method is not that it can be used for anything. It is depending on the type of the ore you are going to use this thing. And these two methods are roasting, and second is calcination. Okay, roasting and calcination. Now roasting is the one which you are going to do for sulfide ores. This is normally done for sulfide ores. So the sulfide ores will normally be the one which is going to be done for roasting, whereas the calcination is done for carbonate ores. So once the ore is a carbonate, okay, if the ore is a carbonate, then you do calcination. What the difference is, in case of roasting, you are going to heat that particular ore in presence of excess air. Okay, so this is burn in air. Okay, you are going to burn in air so that the metallic sulfide becomes metallic oxide. Okay, so the main reason for roasting will be to convert the metallic sulfide into oxide. That is what we wanted, the oxide formation. So what we did was that we took a metallic sulfide, and that sulfide we heated up with oxygen so that it becomes magnetic oxide, and SO2 is going to be metallic oxide, and SO2 is going to be released. So process of heating the concentrated ore in the presence of excess air to a high temperature before it is reduced to a metal, that is ZnS plus O2, there is 2 ZnS plus 3 O2, give you 2 ZnO plus S2 through SO2, or 4 FeSO2 plus 4 FeS2 plus 11 O2 will give you 2 Fe2O3 plus 8 SO2. So generally sulfide ores are roasted, and hence sulfur dioxide is given out. On the other hand, calcination is for carbonate ores. Process of heating the concentrated ore in limited supply of air, or in fact no air. Okay, you are going to just heat the carbonate, and we know very well when a carbonate is heated, what is happening? Carbonates gives you metallic oxide plus carbon dioxide. So accordingly, we have that this will happen in such a way that metallic carbonate on heating will become metallic oxide plus CO2. Here it is plus SO2, here it is CO2. Okay, carbon dioxide is going to be formed in case of calcination. So ZnCO3 on heating will give you ZnO plus CO2. FeCO3, that is concentrated carbonate ore, will give you FeO plus CO2. Generally, carbonate ores are calcined, and hence carbon dioxide is given out. On heating zinc carbonate, a residue of zinc oxide is formed, which is yellow when hot and white when cold. Okay, that we have learned earlier also, that zinc oxide, when it is hot it is yellow, and when it is cold it is white. Concentrated ores are converted into their oxides, since oxides can easily be reduced. So that's the main idea, that we are trying to convert the metals into their oxides, because removing the oxygen from a metallic oxide is easier by the simple process of reduction rather than doing anything else. So that's why we are doing this process of formation of the oxides. The next one is reduction of metallic oxides to metal. Now this is again, we are going to, now what is going to happen is that we have got the metallic oxides of the metals of the reactivity series. So we know that the reactivity series mein pehle kya hai? So that is K, Na, Ca, Mg, Al. So these 5. Now these 5 are highly stable oxides. The oxides of K, Na, Mg, Ca and Al are oxides which are highly stable to heat, or they are, because they are in the upper part of the reactivity series, that's why normal reduction, that is reducing agents, they do not act on it. That's why the extraction of metal is based on the reactivity series of the metal. Metals differ in tendency to lose electrons, valence electrons, and hence can be arranged in a series according to the tendency to give up valence electrons. So reactivity series is a series of metals arranged according to the decreasing activity. Potassium is more reactive than calcium, which is more reactive than zinc, and which in turn is more reactive than lead. So you can see that when you read the reactivity series, there is K, Na, Ca, Mg, Al, Zn, Fe. So ये जो हम पढ़ते हैं, तो as we go down, we are saying that the reactivity of that particular element is reducing. So we have listed it down in the decreasing order of their reactivity. So metal at the top of the series is most easily oxidized, gives up valence electrons most readily, is most electropositive and most reactive, can displace the metal below from its salt solution. So copper displaces silver from AgNO3 solution, forming blue copper nitrate solution. So that's it. We see that third part, that is over here, that reduction by electrolysis. So we can see that potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium and aluminum, they oxides or their halides. Okay, can also be converted into the halides. It's also be helpful. These ones cannot be so easily be separated. Okay, you cannot reduce these metals, and hence the only possibility to reduce this is by the method of electrolysis. So for reduction of the metals, the first thing is for K, Na, Mg, Al and Ca. Yeah, sorry, I must out Ca. They are the one which are active metals. So they are most electronegative, have strong affinity for oxygen, and metallic oxide cannot be reduced by reducing agents and can be reduced only by electrolysis. So K, Na, Ca, Mg, Al are going to be reduced only by electrolysis. So in electrolysis, what is going to happen is that if I do the electrolysis of that metal, it is going to give me metal in the cathode and the oxygen at the anode. So accordingly, we'll be having that MgO on electrolysis will be Mg2 plus O2. Cathode pe milega Mg2 plus 2E will be Mg. So product at cathode will be pure magnesium metal. Similarly, Al2O3 will give you 2Al plus 3 and 3O2 minus, and at cathode will be 2Al3 plus 6E will give you 2Al. So pure cathode, product at the cathode will be pure aluminum metal. The next one are the reducing agents, that are the one which can be applied on zinc, iron, tin, lead, hydrogen and copper. So of course hydrogen we don't consider because that is not a metal. So these are less electropositive and has less affinity for oxygen. So then these metallic oxides can be reduced by using a reducing agent as simple as carbon monoxide or just simple carbon. So can be reduced by a reducing agent, that is coke, that is C, or carbon monoxide or H2. So that is CO plus C gives you Zn plus CO. Fe2O3 plus CO will give you Fe plus CO2. PbO plus C, PP plus CO2. And CuO plus C will give Cu plus CO. CuO plus H2 will give you Cu plus H2O. And finally are the last two elements in the reactivity series. But of course we are not talking about the gold and platinum, उसका तो ऑक्साइड बनने ही नहीं वाला, पर जिसका ऑक्साइड बन सकता है that is silver and mercury. So mercury and silver are least electropositive and have least affinity for oxygen, but they do have affinity, so their oxides are formed. Metallic oxides can be reduced by simple heating. So heat alone, just heat it alone and it gets clear. So mercuric oxide will form you mercury plus oxygen. Silver oxide will give you silver plus oxygen. So Ag2O will give you Ag plus O2. HgO will give you Hg plus O2. So that was about the metallic oxide formation. The last step is electro refining, that is impure metal. Now this is only for reference because this part is not in detail of your syllabus. Separation of above extracted metals from the residual impurities. So depending upon what kind of impurity is there and what kind of material you require as an end product, what percentage of purity you require, you will be using different kinds of methods for purifying the final metal. So first thing is distillation refining. For refining volatile metals, for example zinc, mercury, on heating pure metal vaporizes and is condenses and collected. Non-volatile impurities remain behind. So whenever you have got the difference in the volatility of the substance, so if something is going to get burned off easily, then not burned off, it is going to form into vapors easily, then you are going to use this method of distillation, wherein the pure metal is going to get distilled and it is going to come out, where the impurities are not going to get heated up to form its vapors and it is going to remain as it is. So impurities will be left behind. Other is oxidation refining. For refining metals by oxidation of their impurities, so iron on oxidation, pure metal remains behind in the molten form. Impurities like PSC, that is phosphorus, sulfur and carbon, oxidizes to air by air to their respective oxides. So if you have got any particular compounds which are there which can get oxidized very easily as compared to the metal, so you are going to add some oxygen to it. So impurities are burned and oxidized to to form the oxides of the same. And finally is electrolytic refining. For refining impure metals by electrolysis. So yeah, if you want that you want pure substance, then you can do it by electro refining. So in electro refining you are doing electrolysis. So anode becomes the thick block of the impure metal, and on electrolysis, after electrolysis is done, at the pures on the cathode side you are going to get pure and pure substance, pure metal. So cathode, thin sheet of pure metal. On electrolysis, pure metal is deposited at the cathode and impurities settle down, forming anode mud. So at the end of the electrolysis, what will happen is that the complete anode, which was impure, gets converted into just some mud which is left out behind, because पूरा का पूरा pure substance जो है वो thin slice जो cathode पे था उसके ऊपर deposit हो जाएगा, and so the complete metal is getting purified and a pure metal is deposited on the cathode. So cathode gives you the pure metal, anode was the original impure metal. So that is by electro refining. So we can see over here that the process is simple. Dressing of the ore, that is concentration of the ore by any of these four methods: hydrolytic method or magnetic separation or flotation of chemical method. Then what you do is the oxide formation by roasting or calcination, by burning it in presence of air or in absence of air, and then forming oxides of the metal. Then oxide of metal is then going to be reduced to into impure metal, and then they are going to be refined to give you the pure metal by any of the methods like distillation, oxidation refining or electrolytic refining. So that was about the general stages involved in the extraction of metal. Now when we stop over here for this video and continue in the next video about extraction of aluminium.